What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation GameCube. Now, for any of you that are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build a GameCube collection starting off with just £10. By using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy GameCube bangers. Now, unlike last week, this week we've made some sales. We've made 5 sales this week. The first thing we sold was that Builder Blade, a red lightsaber. We paid £1.50 for that, and that sold for £6.04. The next thing we sold was that Battle for Middle-earth, Return of the Witch King PC game. We paid £1.50 for it, and that sold for $24.99. The next thing we sold was that Kyle plushie, the South Park plushie that we picked up last week. We paid £5 for that, and that sold for $49.99, and it sold really quick. So I'm thinking I could have probably held out for a bit more, but £5 into £50, I'm not complaining. The next thing we sold was that Red Star Belgrade jersey. I think my mum paid £4 for it, so we paid my mum £4 for it, and that sold for £28. And the last thing we sold was that Luke Skywalker lightsaber, the green one. We paid £2 for that, and that sold for $5.99. So after all deductions and everything, that's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. So yeah, game fund is looking real healthy. I think this is the first time it's cleared that £200 mark, which is fantastic. Now this week I'm seeing as being quite busy. I'm not sure how often we're going to get out. So we're going to start the week off with a trip to the car boot tomorrow. And then at least that way, if we can't get out again the rest of the week, hopefully we've got some good stuff straight away. That's the plan anyway. Plus, I do want to try and make it to CX. I've got a couple of weeks worth of stuff that I want to trade in. So let's get going. So we started off the week back at the car boot. 2 weeks in a row we're hitting the car boots, which is fantastic. Before now, I have to admit, I have struggled to get my ass out of bed and down to the car boots. But I'm so glad that I have been. I've got to take advantage of it now. It's peak car boot season now. It's summer, so yeah, I've definitely got to take advantage of it. Some PS4 games here, a lot of Maddens and FIFAs, but there was 1 or 2 worth looking at. Yeah, like I said, car boot season is back on. A lot of the bigger car boots in South Wales are back up and running as well, which is kind of good in a way because there's a bit less competition at this one. This is my local. It's the closest to me. So yeah, so if the competition isn't there as much, I've definitely got to take advantage of it. 5p for DVDs here, that's wild. I probably should have spent a little bit longer. There's probably some value in here, a couple of quid here and there. 5p for DVDs, that's proper car boot prices. I saw this cool cup, this Star Wars cup. It was a bit dirty on top, like around the mouth bit. I thought maybe it would struggle to sell because it's a little bit minging, a little bit grubby, but cool to see nonetheless. And this phone here, now this phone, I wasn't sure about this phone, but I don't know. A box of DVDs here. Now, there's one thing I did notice this weekend was the lack of good DVDs to pick up. Now, when you can't find games or you're struggling to find that sort of thing, you sort of turn to the DVDs because there is decent trading value there or resale value. But I definitely saw a bloke just in front of me at this very stall right here. He had a stack of DVDs, so I'm assuming he beat me to the good ones. There were some games here. This bloke is a reseller. I think he does house clearances because he had a bunch of stuff, loads of laptops and stuff. These PS4 games were £5 a piece. This Hidden Agenda was brand new and sealed, but yeah, £5 a piece was, they weren't really worth it. I did see this Switch game here. This was cheap, £3. And a bunch of cards, Pokemon cards and whatnot. Now this is definitely an area, I've said it before. It's probably maybe I'm just too lazy to get into it. There's probably value there, but there's just so much of it. So much of it. Now, I saw these 2 games on the table, but it's just caught my eye under the table. Do you see that bag there? That might be a Mr. Doodle bag or something. I could have had a little bit of value, I don't know. A bunch of PS3 games on the table here. Nothing really worth picking up. Looking back on it now, I might have grabbed a couple for the collection. I should have asked him about price, really. But I know the bloke, he is a reseller. so I just assumed they'd be a bit pricey. Yeah, so the car boot weren't the best. Found a few bits and pieces, but the best find of the day was a Greg's breakfast. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, we had a busy week ahead, so getting to the charity shops was going to be quite limited this week. I did manage to pop to my local. It's right by the post office, so I'm always going to go in there. This Rowlet, I think that's what it was called, Pokemon plushie there, probably should have picked it up. It was brand new with the tags. And this cool Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats, a little bit grubby, a little bit damaged. Wasn't too sure about this bad boy. Very cool to see. Yeah, I'm going to go back and get that Tommy doll. I think it's too good to leave behind. It's a bit dirty, but I've got to get it, haven't I? I did pop to a charity shop on my lunch break. A few games on the shelf here, but $6.99, man. $6.99 for these games. I'm finding this little street here right by work is becoming a little bit pricey in the charity shops. I'm starting to second guess whether I should go in them at all and use my lunch break to do something else. The last thing I wanted to do this week was pop to CX and trade all that stuff in. I've had a pile growing of stuff to trade in, so I really wanted to get into town and trade that stuff in now, just to see what we're looking like in terms of credit, and hopefully, potentially, pick up another big hitter very, very soon. Or maybe go down a different line and pick up something else. Maybe a boxed console. It's definitely on my radar. And there's also something else I want. Something I haven't really talked about in the series yet, which is my Grail. And I'm still going to keep it under wraps for now. But I'm hoping one day we'll be able to pick that bad boy up. And we are back in the games room, and it's been a bit of a funny week this week. In terms of stuff to try and sell or trade, it's been pretty slim pickings. But in terms of the collection and the game fund, we've done pretty well. So what we'll do first is do the money. Now I spent a grand total of £37.50 on stuff to try and sell or trade, so we can deduct that now. But I also picked something up off eBay for the collection, which cost me £15, so we can deduct that as well. We also went to CX, did that trade. There's 2 games they rejected, but we ended up with a nice £90 in trading credit, so we can add that to the CX fund. And while I was there, you could see in the footage, my CX actually had GameCube games in. And I'm not talking just 1 or 2, they had a nice selection on the shelf. And when I was looking through them, I got a little bit excited because I thought one of them is on my list. So I picked that bad boy up for £20, so we can deduct that from the CX fund. But when I got home, it's actually not on the list, but I'm including it in the collection. We'll get to that shortly. Let's do the pickups first to try and sell or trade. And the first thing we found at the car boot was this Lego City Underground, or Undercover, sorry. I paid £2 for it. It trades in for £6 at CX. The next pickup is a bit of a fail, in a way. When I saw it, I picked it up and I thought, oh, and she said, oh, the screen's broken. I was like, maybe that's not a big deal. And I walked away and I was talking about it with my boy, and my boy is technology mad. He knows everything, and he was telling me, Dad, you need to pick that up, man. There's money in that. So I went back, offered her a lower price, and she said yes. And it was this Google Pixel 6 that I picked up, and now it turns on, and it's on now, believe it or not. But what's happened is the screen is gone. Now I'm thinking maybe I'll go get the screen fixed. I think they sell this in CX for like £160, £170. So there's probably a decent bit of trade there. I paid £10 for it. Or do I just sell it for spares and repairs, because I don't know how much it's going to cost to fix the screen. So yeah, I got a little bit excited about this. My boy filled my head full of knowledge, and I thought, yeah, that's definitely worth picking up. But I don't know, so I need to look into it a little bit more, see if it's worth fixing or whether it's worth just flogging on for spares and repairs, because I should at least be able to double my money, maybe triple my money, spares and repairs. I saw on eBay they're going for about 30-40 quid. Just spares and repairs, like I said. So yeah, I don't think my money is in any danger. I think it's safe. But yeah, I think this might have been a little bit of a fail for me. Where do we go next? The next pickup was a bit of like a bundle deal. He brought out a couple of things and he said one price, and I said, what about just this? And he said a price that was sort of not worth it. It was worth paying a little bit more and getting all of it, if you know what I mean. So what that bundle included was 2 PS4 controllers here. Paid £20 for the bundle. Now these trade in for £31 a piece. So £62 trade right there. And along with them two in the £20 bundle was 2 of these cable guys. First, you got this one from Call of Duty Ghost, I believe it is, or let me know in the comments below. Not 100% on it, but yeah, cable guy there, really cool one. And also a Deadpool cable guy right here. Now I'm thinking maybe 10 quid for this one, and somewhere between 12 and 15 for him. So yeah, not bad, a decent bit of profit there for £20 for the bundle. But yeah, he said 15 quid for the 2 controllers, or £20 with these as well. So I thought it was a no-brainer to grab them as well. So yeah, that was a nice little bundle deal. And then the last pickup from the car boot was a Switch game. You don't see Switch games at car boots very often, or I don't, but it is this 1-2 Switch. I paid 3 quid for it. Trades in for £10 at CX. They sell it for like 15. I don't really know what it is, man. It looks kind of like almost like a Wii Sports sort of thing. Like, yeah, sort of like the motion. Controllers seem to take a big part in this game. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's £3 into £10 trade, so not too bad at all. And that was everything from the car boot. Like I said, pretty slim pickings. We did get to a few charity shots, and again, not much about, but there was one thing I couldn't leave behind, and it was this Tommy Pickles. Now he's a little bit grubby. It's a 2000 Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats, but when I saw him, I was like, nah. But then I went back and got him. Yeah, I paid £2.50 for him. There's probably about 10 to 12 quid in him. He needs a wash. He's a little bit grubby in places, but I felt like I couldn't leave him behind. It's one of them moments where you're like, oh, everyone's going to tell me to go back for that. So yeah, I thought it was worth picking up. I might live to regret it, but Tommy Pickles. And that's everything. And like I said, very slim pickings this week. But like I said, we've done well in terms of the credit and stuff for the collection. So let's get into the collection. So the first pickup this week is our first boxed accessory. I loved picking up boxed accessories for the N64, and I want to do the same here for the GameCube. And the first thing I picked up is this Nintendo GameCube, a memory card boxed. Now I bought this for the box. It was in a lot better condition when I saw it on eBay. But the seller, God, you know, bless them, they sent it in just a bubbled envelope, which is a bit of a fail. When it comes to cardboard like this, definitely needs a box with some support. So because it was sent in a bubble envelope, I messaged the buyer, or the seller, sorry, and I told them, you know, it's not how I wanted it. It's not what I was expecting when I paid for it. You know, can you claim any money back from Royal Mail and do me a bit of a refund? So they ended up refunding me £5, so I only paid 15 quid for it. I'm happy to pay 15 quid for it. It's all about the box for me. The inserts are in there, and the little mat, the little like booklet and stuff is all in there. The memory card is in there as well. So yeah, 15 quid for this, all in. It's not too bad, I don't think. So I bought myself a little protective, a box protector on its way. Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't have any of these scuffs when it was listed on eBay. These have been acquired during transit. So yeah, it was in much better nick from the pictures. But I'm happy with 15 quid is not too bad for me. So yeah, nice boxed memory card. I'm very happy with that. I love adding these accessories to the collection. I think it's really cool. Like I did here. I just love it. I think it looks sick. And the next pickup for the collection, this is where I was wrong. So when I saw it on the shelf and I was like, so many GameCube games in my CX, I have to pick one up or I have to grab a couple. And I saw this one and I was like, wait a minute, I'm sure that's on my list. And that game I picked up was Sonic Adventure 2, but it's actually Sonic Adventure. But the collector in me wouldn't have been happy just picking up the first one anyway. I would have had to pick up the second one eventually. So we won't be crossing anything off the list this week, but we will be adding a game to the collection. And it actually looks super fun, man. I love picking up Sonic games for Nintendo consoles, especially early Nintendo consoles. Yeah, I just love that. So yeah, great to add Sonic Adventures 2 Battle to the collection. It's complete. It is in nice condition. And it cost me 20 quid. I don't think that's bad at all. So yeah, very happy to add this bad boy. We're not going to be knocking anything off the list, but let's just stick it on the shelf. And there it is. Another game in the collection. That is 13 games, but only 12 off the list. So yeah, very happy with that. Nice couple of additions there. I did pick up a couple other games. It's my birthday soon, so I thought I'd treat myself. A couple PS5 games here that I've been after for a while, just haven't got around to picking up and really want to play. Now the first one is Jedi Survivor. I absolutely loved Fallen Order. I really enjoyed the game. Not a massive fan of Star Wars. I do like it. But yeah, the Fallen Order is one of my favourite Star Wars games I've played. Apart from Star Wars Episode 1 up there. But yeah, really looking forward to playing Survivor. I imagine it's just exactly the same as the first one. I really enjoyed the Cal, is it Cal Kester? I think that was his name, the main protagonist. I really enjoyed upgrading his lightsaber and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to playing that. And the other one is God of War Ragnarok, another game that I've really wanted to play, but just haven't got round to picking it up and haven't had the time to play it. I'm actually in a bit of a state of limbo now. I've actually started a game now, but I haven't really got anything in mind to play after. So I'm hoping I could try and finish these two before the end of the year. We will see, at least one anyway. So yeah, very happy to add these to the collection. And that is everything from this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know by smashing that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.